Masters and Martyrs. Really quick, I want to make an announcement. By the time this episode is released, we will actually be having a Patreon available for you, and I want to explain what that will actually involve so you know beforehand. Right away, all we're going to really be offering that for is just for direct support to us, as we're not really able to provide a whole lot of resources on there yet, and it's mostly so that way you can just support us in developing this game. And one of the biggest things, in my opinion, is it gives you a direct messaging platform to message directly to the developers, so you can actually be in contact with them and give your immediate feedback. And then as time goes on, we want to be able to add some gameplay rules and playtest material onto that site as well, and being that available for you. But a lot of those playtest materials we might just make public for everyone as well, because we want to get this game out there and people giving us feedback of all kinds. So the biggest reason is just to support us and help us grow this game and make it into something that we can all enjoy. And that's the goal here. All right. And leading right into the episode, going towards the middle of Lantheon, between the two largest forests, there's an area of land that's not very densely populated, but it's mostly used for their large, refined highway that they have going between the north and the south. It spawned the growth of, this highway going back and forth, of many small towns. And one of these towns is called Thesnia. It's in this town of only about 200 people, and is virtually just a rest stop for people along their travels, going and using the Great Highway between Mesagoria and Luminopolis. And even the largest building here is actually the tavern, the inn, where people can stay as they go between these places. So a lot of the people in Thesnia are travelers, and you might never see them again. So there's not a lot of community here, because most people in the tavern, they're just coming and going, and that's a fact that all the people here know. And you would know this, as you've been around this area for now a few months, both of you, and right now you're sitting in one of the corner booths of this tavern with Kaluk, and the tavern is called Home Away from Home. And Kaluk, a 25-year-old, roughly, bearded, in good shape human, is ordered drinks for all of you, so that way you can be ready as he sits you all down and start talking about your next plan. Why don't you guys describe your characters?
Name's Riley. I'm a big buff dude. I'm only 17 years old though, but it's kind of deceiving. I kind of look like I'm 25. Very, very well built. Got an amazing physique as I go absolutely shirtless 24/7. Only having 2 leather straps running across my chest, which holds my giant claymore behind me. I like to show off. I like to be big and, make a statement, make myself known. I'm just kind of a goofball, doing my thing, and looking for the next job opportunity as I'm going wherever I need to go to get my stuff done.
My name's Rocky, or at least that's what people call me. I'm a lizard-looking guy, and I don't really do a whole lot around other people. I like to stay in my own solo, by myself most of the time, but didn't work out today. I like to punch things. That's
you and
my
me
goal.
both.
Yeah.
Well, now being in this tavern, and enjoying the wonderful tavern music around you, as it kind of drowns out a lot of the noise around. Caleb kind of motions to lean in a little bit. All right,
What you got for us?
I think I have another way, a really good plan this time, that we're going to get noticed by the rebellion, and we're going to be full-on members.
Bring it on, man. I've been looking for this for a while.
I've been in contact with one of the bigger rebel cells in Mesagoria, And one of the things they know about, but they have been unable to take advantage of, is that they know because the peacekeepers are mostly based in Messegoria, and then the highest government is in Luminopolis. There's a lot of secret documentation of transport, classified stuff between those two. And so we're not trying to intercept weapons here. We're not trying to steal food. This is information. This is knowledge. This is power here. This is the real stuff.
Okay.
So
This is very good.
getting some of this stuff is gonna put us on the map, and they're gonna want us as part of their main force of rebellion here.
All right. I like the sound of this. All right.
Good.
Well, give us some information. Let's hear it.
So my informant actually used to work at this tavern. That's why we're meeting here. I don't think he uses here, but the informant gave me a detailed description of a courier who always seems to be having these. He's basically their dedicated courier going back and forth with some kind of classified documents with them at all times, and he usually has around 2 guards with him as well. So that's all I know. So here's the description of the guy. He's human, male, green eyes, brown hair, beard. He's like kind of slender, very well groomed, about 6'2". He's usually in a dark cloak with a subtle green hue to it and some gold lining. And then there's this gold scale pin in the center of it, which is the most common emblem of the Peacekeeper group. And like I said, he's usually with at least 2 guards. And as far as the informant knows, he's never seen this courier not be one of the people in charge of taking documents. He's never seen him be a weapons courier or anything like that. He's only seen him carry documents. So pretty much, if we find him, that's the guy that we have to watch for. And this courier says he sees him come in this tavern every single time he goes to and fro Messegoria and Luminopolis.
All right. Well,
So
I mean,
he's a creature of habit, and we're gonna take advantage of that fact. He's
like this. I like
the informant.
this.
Seems like an easy job here.
The informant's relatively.
2 guards.
The informant has relatively mapped out this guy's schedule to where he can usually predict when he's coming back within a day or so. So that's again why we're here now. It really can be any day now that he'll be showing up at this tavern. So unfortunately, it's stakeout time. We just kind of gotta sit in this tavern for a day or so until we can see him walk in. But we need to be observant. We need to be careful. He's not usually arriving at this location at night, at least from the informant's perspective. He usually, the way he travels, this ends up just being his day stop, usually. So that's something to look out for. But yeah, I guess that's really the basic to it. So we just gotta get this guy. I'm thinking we don't jump him in the tavern. We probably just tail him until he gets back out of the ways.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
and then-
we don't want to make too much of a scene for ourselves, of course.
Because there are other Emerald guards in this tavern.
Yeah.
We don't really want to fight more than we have to.
Nah, we'll
So,
make it easy.
I think
We'll make it easy.
I don't know if,
Yeah.
if the courier himself could be highly trained. That's what I don't really know. He is a courier for the Peacekeepers, so he may not just be like a messenger. He may actually be skilled.
I hope so. That would make it more interesting.
But it'll probably be 3-on-3 or maybe 4-on-3. But I think we can take him.
Yeah,
I mean, look
I
at
don't
this
see it,
trusty
bro.
Claymore I've got. There's no way this guy's getting away.
This is kind of like the big leagues. If we make it here, we can make it anywhere else in the
Hear
rebellion.
that? They got this. All
But
right.
if we fail this, we might be stuck doing these petty jobs for the rest of our career.
Fail this? Come on. You know who you're talking to. Have we failed yet?
Not yet.
I don't plan on starting anytime
So
soon.
granted, our jobs have been pretty lame so far, so it's not like we could have failed.
Shut up. Come on, man. You're ruining the vibe here.
Well, yeah, you're right. We still haven't
We
failed
know
yet.
that we've got this covered.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll hang around and see if we can find this guy.
All right. So, why don't the two of you make a perception check, just as you're watching this day. There's no guarantees he's going to come today, but...
19.
18.
All right, that's excellent, actually. So let me just...
Yes, it is. I mean, when we're just that good and we've got nothing else to do.
Well,
only
he's
natural.
trained.
All right, looking around, hours start to go by. You guys haven't missed a step. You know, you are analyzing every single person. In fact, someone like had like a beard and you think green eyes when they came in, and you like almost like are getting excited, and then you realize there's no way the way he was dressed that he could have been this guy, and he had no guards with him or anything like that.
How much you want to bet this ends on a 6? Was wrong.
Don't give me the money.
3 silver to ya.
And then it's getting later, and it doesn't seem like he's gonna come in today. So, as the evening is going on, sun is starting to set.
I'll bet that he comes in the first half of the day tomorrow if you take the latter half, or we can switch it around if you want.
What if he does come at night, though, huh? We're gonna miss him.
You know, that's a good point. Maybe one of us should take shifts and we should stay up.
Alright.
I'll just act like I'm drunk and fall asleep on the table.
Well, alright, yeah, if you want to do that, go for it.
You can wake me up later if you need me to take a shift.
Okay, well, all I plan on doing is, hitting the sack for a couple hours. I'll get up a little bit later and I'll come right back down. If you guys need me, you know where I am. I just kind of like push up from the table and like strut my stuff as I go to my room.
I'm sorry. What?
I don't know, like that.
Just kind of like shoulders back, chest popped out, just kind of like looking like I'm the king of the world.
All right. Well, so you're staying out first, you said, for the
No,
night?
I'm sleeping.
So and you're sleeping too?
Yeah.
So neither of you are staying up?
I thought K-Luck was gonna be.
Yeah, sure, Kate. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I can keep a watch for the first half.
The likelihood of him coming during this time anyway is low, so.
So yeah, he had a hard time staying up. He partied a little too hard, maybe, and after he realized he's just like not really in there, he kind of like nudges you.
Ready?
Rocky, you gotta watch this guy.
All right.
I'm beat. I'm sorry. And he just falls over and like starts sleeping. All right, why don't you make a perception check?
12.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't think you saw anyone like that come in. In fact, there was very few people. It's this tavern, unusually, is actually open all night. And now, it doesn't have this, like, the full band playing all night or anything like that, but it is open all night, and they do accept people coming into the inn at any point in the day because of their are such a travel stop. But yeah, you don't really see it. There's a few people that come in and take advantage of it, but it's very few and far between. And at that point, there's a few hours left in the night. Are you gonna try to get any more sleep and wake up like either Kalik or Riley, or are you just gonna?
I'm getting him up.
Getting Riley up?
Yeah. And I go find his room, and then I knock on the door like.
There you go.
Yeah? Yeah?
It's time for you to start looking at the door.
Oh, right. I jump out of bed and you hear as like the bed is rustling and like something falls over and shatters. Dang it. Oh, yeah. You hear like metal scraping as I grab my sword and sheath it and stuff. I'm ready.
Well, since this room's gonna go to waste if you don't sleep here, I'm gonna sleep here. So I walk in the room behind him.
Whatever. I don't know. You didn't get a room yourself?
No, I slept on the table.
I close the door and I just start walking.
And walking down, you see Caleb just like asleep at a chair too.
Really, dude? Really? I don't even care. I just walk over and
All right, why don't you make a perception check?
12.
Once it's like light is starting to kind of peek through, and dawn is upon you as you're kind of like, all right, yeah, here we go, and
I hope this job is worth it.
and then like the door opens as you see first two fully armored, decked out guards like step in as like someone behind them who's in like a darker cloak walks behind them.
Should have slept at that table.
I shove Kalik like off the chair.
What was that? Dude, I'll get Rocky. I'll get Rocky.
Go get him.
Caleb goes to do that. So at this point in the day, there actually isn't that many of like anyone else in the tavern yet, as it's still pretty early. But they walk up to the bar and they're just, and they kind of look around, and the guy in the cloak, he just, can I get my usual, please? The guy's like, oh yeah, good to see you again. Good to see you again. Here you go. All right. You guys are so paranoid. Just calm down. Like he's like tapping the guards, and just because they're like, you see them like they look right at you too, and they're just like. I always love the stop on my way. Oh, it's amazing here. I still think you guys have some of the best drinks in the entire nation, to be honest. Is that guy okay? At this point, you have come down with K-Look, I think. So.
I'm gonna go walk out the door, and then I'm gonna go see if they have their cart anywhere near here. Scope out.
Alright.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Kalik.
Dang it. Alright.
Just kind of maybe stay around it, but don't try to even get in it right now. It's just too risky. Alright, so that's what you do next? Okay. Going outside of the tavern, you do see what looks to be a land skiff, like locked up outside, and there's like a cover kind of on it actually, and the entire thing is locked. So like it's has some kind of lock on it, and you know that there's a particular kind of key that goes with it, and if you don't really unlock it that way, like there's actually like energy that is produced by the lock too, and it's very hard to break it off. It's very
move it or to even get into it.
Yes, both. Like they're both like locked down. So it like wraps around the whole thing onto like a post and it locks it. So and that counts the cover that's over it too, so that you can't get into it either without that. So. But yes, that's what you presume they came in on.
Hey, Caleb.
Yeah.
You got our ride ready in case we chase them down?
Yeah, I got us a couple mounts.
Alright.
So it won't. If they came on a landscape or something, we'll be able to mostly keep up. It will be a little difficult, but we should be able to keep up enough to get far enough away.
I just don't want us losing this.
Yeah.
This is a big deal, and we only got one shot before they're gonna have to change their strategy.
Well,
so.
I didn't put anything on the mounts, so they're pretty much a saddle and anything else. So we'll be able to. None of us are that heavy, so we should be able to ride it pretty
All right.
So
I like that. Oh man,
I walk back
Get
in
fired
the door, and I'm like, woo! That was some nice fresh morning air. And then I walk over. I say it loud enough for them to hear, and then I walk over and sit down next to you guys.
I get up. I like walk a little bit, sit down at a different table.
at this point, like the tavern's starting to getting a little more lively, and they have like another band to come in and start playing.
leave. Just leave.
Dude, this is actually some good tunes, I'm gonna be honest.
I would agree with that.
Oh wait, are they getting up? Are they getting up? You see, they do start standing up. That's good stuff. All right, well, we should be on our way as they start walking out of the building. Let's go. Yeah.
I go out like a side entrance so that way I don't look like I'm following them or anything.
Okay. As Kalek was a little enjoying the music a little too much, he was a little distracted. Going outside, kind of slowly. You didn't want to startle them as like you're not running after them, but. Going outside, you do see where their landscape is parked, and then you see like off to the side of the building there are 3 reptilian-like creatures that have saddles on them, and they're tied up to the posts.
Perfect. Those are the guys,
Yep,
right?
these are ours. I rented them
Sweet.
officially, so they're
Let's
not
go.
gonna be upset with us or anything.
All right. I like quickly run over to them and like start like untying them.
Yeah, they mostly stand on their back legs. Like they don't usually like go all fours very often, but like you see that they can. Like their front legs are big enough where they can like kind of rest down there and they go all fours, but their back legs are stronger and they usually run like an ostrich almost on like 2 feet. So
Like a T-Rex. Weird.
yeah, they curl up, yeah. So, but they definitely are able to walk on them still too. So as when they see you coming, they kind of actually stretch them out and bend down, and like they're very good about lowering. They're taller than horses are, by actually a good amount. So their legs are big boys. So
Luckily, I'm
These
tall
guys
too
are
at the
fast. I've never actually
height of 5'8".
never ridden a full-grown one of these before. This is gonna be
Yeah, these are
exciting.
gonna be cool.
yeah, they ride pretty much like horses, but they definitely can go faster. So just be ready for that.
Kind of like pat the guy in the head. Oh
It
yeah.
kind of has like almost like a horse name, but then like the tongue is.
You are awesome.
All right. So, who's kind of heading up the group? You want Caleb to be like lead the pack here? All right. All right. Well, let's give them like a few minutes. They're still packing up a little bit. I kind of see them around the corner. Actually, gonna make sure this guy isn't too obvious. Oh.
Hey, Caleb, why don't we set up right outside the city?
It's very possible they saw me peeking around the corner. I may not have been as inconspicuous as I thought.
All right. Hey,
that's
let's
not
just
ideal.
move out. We'll leave this city, kind of right outside the entrance, and we'll kind of wait for them there.
Okay.
Kind of stop on the side of the road.
I also have a pretty good idea. So when they're coming at us, I can cause a rock wall, and then they can come at us, and I can rock wall them, and they can hit into the rock wall. And
Think that'll be enough to stop them?
yeah, it's a wall of rocks.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're going fast, they might just smash right through that thing. How thick can you make it?
Pretty thick.
All right. Well, then maybe it'll work.
That way, it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Are you saying like when they're driving?
Yeah.
Like we stop the vehicle that way?
Yeah.
That might work.
Yeah. Then we might not even have to use these as little fellers, but
Well,
It'll be
to
our
get
backup
out there,
plan.
to get out,
Yeah.
like, 'cause we don't want to do that in the city or anything.
yeah.
Yeah, we
it's-
still
anyway,
want to
so-
tell a little bit.
Right. All right. Well, let's just get out there then.
Let's
All right,
do it.
so
Let's do it.
hopping on them, and you see like as you guys pull out, there was like one of the guards was coming over to kind of like look around, and like he sees you guys just like kind of go like in another direction, and he just kind of shrugs it off and walks away. All right. I think we're far enough, but we'll still be able to see them if they start heading out. Let's get our mounts crouched down here and just kind of rest behind this hill.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm ready.
Why don't you all make a
Excited.
perception check? Just to make sure you're watching him well.
5, 8.
Alright, well, Caleb did okay, so we're...
Thank goodness.
Are you guys even watching? Come on.
Alright.
Distracted.
We're gonna see them. It's so obvious. It's the road, right? I mean,
Alright, they're heading out.
really?
All right,
Really?
let's go.
Oh,
Alright,
I guess I did miss
I
that.
get ready.
Why don't you, since you guys have apparently not ridden a full-grown one of these before, why don't you just make a d20 roll?
Wait, why are we riding? Aren't we waiting for them to get closer to Rockwall them first?
Oh, so did you go, like, which direction down the road did you go?
Didn't we know which way they were coming from?
Yeah, so we went down the.
I mean,
opposite?
we didn't see him come in.
Well,
So there's
they
no-
were going from one place to another.
But you don't know
place.
which one that was, because this guy's goes back and forth between Messagoria and Luminopolis all the time.
Alright, well, we're just outside of the city, or just outside the road that branches off to, like, the town that we're in,
Yeah.
and then, we're, like, on the right side, so towards, like, Luminopolis.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, we're, like, just outside there, but we could easily go to, the other side. And,
Okay, he is heading that direction then, so you just kind of
Perfect.
basically
Yeah.
stay put there.
Yeah, I'm like in their ditch, basically, ready to run up and Rockwall them.
Alright, kind of waiting. They're getting pretty close now. I would say you could probably surprise them with a rock wall at roughly any point at this point.
Alright, then I start running up and I put my hands in the ground as like in front of them, these big pillars of rock like
Oh,
and go up in
baby.
front.
Okay, so just to clarify, you guys are only like a little bit outside the city at this point?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, why don't you make a d20 roll just for the rock wall?
3.
3.
Can I count my D6 roll as well?
No.
Okay, it's a 3.
It's not like it's because of what the ability is. It's not like it's automatic. It can't do anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's definitely not going to probably be as effective as you were hoping.
Yeah.
So, trying to go so quickly, you were really only able to create like a very short rock wall that went across it. It was only like a foot tall, basically. However, it did like really mess up the wheels, the front wheels. I think on a and it's like a giant speed bump basically. A foot tall is still a massive speed bump to try to go over. So, like what was that?
It worked, didn't it?
And then the back wheels actually catch on it, and it brings it to a stop. Although you don't know if you've disabled the vehicle, but it did stop the vehicle at
Dude,
this
that
point.
thing's messed up. I like just to start rushing at him.
Okay, well then, since this vehicle is now like stopped on top of the rock wall, I use my extra time to raise the rock wall, like to a solid 6-8 feet.
All right, just make another roll.
10.
Okay, so you're saying right now it's like underneath the vehicle.
Yeah.
So you know.
So it'd raise it up and probably it'd tip one way and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But making sure you knew what you were doing there.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So as it pushes it up, it actually slides the vehicle up and over it. So now the rock wall is behind the vehicle, because it tipped it all the way up.
Yeah.
It was right next to its back wheels, and the wheel just rolled over it. So it did smash it down too. And
Yeah.
it's probably not going anywhere now, but the
Yeah.
rock wall is behind it.
Yeah.
So that's settled back in, and you see immediately at that point the two guards, like so that because of the cover over it, they do pop out. Like there's like almost doors that kind of come off from the top of it, and you see two guards jump out, and they draw these very ornate long swords. You also do notice like a crest in the middle of their armor that is a golden scale, a golden dragon scale. As you can know from experience, these are not just your run-of-the-mill Lantheon patrol guards. These are definitely peacekeepers themselves. So they're a little
this is
more
gonna be
highly
fun.
trained.
Well, I put my hands on the floor once again, and like the gravel on the roads, along with the other pebbles and rocks, start forming around my hands and then arms.
causing them to be both armored and more oomph in the punches.
All right, so to illustrate this, this little shelter kind of looking thing here is actually roughly going to be the landscape.
Okay.
And you put a rock wall behind it. So right now it's kind of sealed off. You can't really see the back of it too much, but it's there. And you can easily remove the rock wall if you want.
Yeah.
As the two of them. So were you guys on this side or this side of it?
We're on the one that
This
you got
side?
pointed, yeah.
Okay.
Except
So
that
yeah,
way,
so they jump out this way towards you. All right, add your minis to the fire here.
What about our fellow compatriot?
Yes. Caleb is with you, of course. All right. So you said you're adding the rocks around your hands and such. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, isn't it
What
kind
does
of
it look like
obvious?
we're doing? Kids? Come on now.
I think
You're not
we're-
that
we're the
dumb.
kids, you know.
Only technically.
Why not? Well, actually, you guys go can take the first round of attacks as you initiated.
I'm going to, like, wave my hand across my face, and as I do so, like, blue flames kind of, like, emerge from, like, behind my hand, and then as it passes over, it reveals this, like, bark-looking mask that is formed over my face with these eye sockets that are, like, just perfectly glowing blue teal. And otherwise, it's just a bark mask over my face. And then I immediately phase shift, going behind behind the first guy, the enemy B, and I appear right behind him to give a heavy claymore strike right behind him.
All right, make an attack roll.
Well, as I see him
Nat 20.
As I see him appear behind him going down, I also try to take his attention by running up in front of him with going for an uppercut as well on the same letter B, not number B. So I'll probably hit him after he does, but still.
All right,
going
so
for
you said
that.
natural 20 on
Yes,
what you hit.
nat
All right, he was not ready for you being behind him as he gets plummeted to the ground. Like you immediately, you actually see the solid like steel armor he had on. You broke through it and it sliced down his back as.
Well, I change it from an uppercut to just punch him while he's down, basically.
All right.
A 2.
Oh. Let's say I got a natural 20 on my counter of yours. So as you kind of go for a punch, you see like some grit just kind of comes over him as he rolls to the side as you're kind of going down for a punch, grabs your arm and just stands up and throws you over him, body slamming you into the ground.
Oh, man, that doesn't look good.
You see that he has these gauntlets that has something written on them as he lights one up and you see that the wound in his back begins to slightly close back up.
Come on. Oh, here we go.
Alright, as the other one also having a long sword, you see him take his hand and flame ignites the blade. As you see in his palm, like almost this condensed beam of flame energy being shot towards you. What are you doing?
I immediately like put my like sword up and like kind of curl into like a position where I'm mostly protected, and I'm going to use my take a hit ability.
Alright. Make a d20 roll just to kind of see how well you're able to absorb that damage.
5.
All right, it still was. It's you reduce the damage by
Yeah.
a good amount still.
Something.
But yeah, it's the flames were just like. It is crazy how much fire just came out of his hand at that moment.
You're gonna regret that, buddy.
And as the other one, looking at you again, makes an attack towards you, he takes his sword and just goes for like a stab strike right to you. What are you doing?
I have my rock hand still, so I block it with one and wait for it to try to hit when I try to hit his sword out of his hands, potentially. So
All right.
going for more of a counter. That one.
All right, so he actually was a little sloppy on the attack too. So your initial like block of it does actually get it out of the way, but instead of like you knocking out of his hand with your other hand, you actually just like you really missed and you hit your own arms with your rock arm because they're kind of heavy, a little bit imbalanced, and you actually broke off some of the rocks of your own hand and lost some of that already. But didn't take a lot of damage there either. All right, what are you guys doing?
Hey, Kayla, get in the battle. What are you doing?
Right.
You're just gonna stand there?
As he draws two of his swords. They're two short
we
swords
go.
as he goes in for a strike on them. Rushing in, he stabs the open wound, like the open part of the armor of the one guy in the back, and then he goes for the other one and slices like across his hand and almost like splits a finger off of him.
That's right. This is the big leagues now.
As he's like right in between them, basically going back and forth.
I go for the cruel attack of making a thin, small stone wall in between the stance of this other guy, in between us, like going up as fast as I can. Just
Oh
the cruel attack, yeah.
Make an attack roll.
Nat one.
Do you need a new die?
Apparently.
Okay, so going down to like do this rock wall. You didn't realize the part you were hitting was just like grassy, really grassy, and so the dirt just kind of like spin up. But it wasn't like there wasn't a stone there to really like do a rock wall, and you just kind of missed the spot you were hoping to hit. You're like, you gotta be kidding me. What are you doing, Riley?
I'm going to immediately just try and use my Claymore strike just right on the letter B, dude.
Letter B?
Yeah. Try and just
Go
keep
ahead.
knocking them down. That is a 6.
He does like dodge it to like most of the part, but then he stumbles actually over his own foot and falls right on his side, and his back hits a rock right where he was wounded again.
Yikes, dude. You better stay down.
As they start getting back up, and B, he looks right back up at you, Riley. That's it. As you see another writing on one of his gauntlets lights up as this energy starts sparking around his hands as he runs at you and he just grabs on, and all of a sudden this energy just shoots all around you.
I try and do anything I can just to like break out of it.
Make a defense roll.
Shove
there.
them off me. 12.
All right, you after like, some time you do hit him off enough to get him to stop, and then the other one looks at Kaluk and very angry at him almost cutting off his finger. the flaming sword, he turns around and he stabs right towards the ribs of Kaluk as he was focused on enemy B for a moment. And you see the tip of it does fit right into his ribs as he twists it and the flaming sword and pulls it out.
Kaluk!
What? No! Kaluk goes for a strike back, and then he actually throws his sword, missing entirely, and one of his swords falls way over there as he's completely disoriented by this attack. And he takes the other sword and he does like hit across the chest plate of the enemy, but it's didn't really break through his armor as he's like almost waving madly and he's not being affected.
Fall back, man. Don't die on us.
I got this. Alright, what are you two doing?
I'm going to phase shift again behind enemy A, which just attacked my buddy here. And I'm going to use my Tri-Strike ability, which when I smack down on the ground produces 3 different diagonal attacks of soul energy and 1 down the center. But I'm gonna do it right on top of this dude and see if I can just smack him with all 3 of them in one go.
Alright, why don't you make an attack roll there?
That is a 17.
Only I could roll like that.
Alright, you do make an impact there. As you see, when he, seeing that happen, he immediately covers himself with fire. And literally, he just puts an entire field of fire around him. So even though you hit him, you get burned when you smash down. It's like engulfed in flames. Now you see, it didn't lessen the impact really, and it hurt significantly as he.
My hands are getting burned bad, man.
All right, what are you doing?
And I stand up and get ready as I go for 2 punches at the same time into B's chest, just going right for it. This time, hopefully not allowing myself to miss with my 8.
You actually do, as he kind of dodges out of the way and then grabs 2 of your arms and throws you a little bit and keeps your momentum going and kind of lets you roll to the ground as he really redirected your weight there.
You just stop fighting.
At this point, they move to counterattack as well, and looking at you after you just kind of try to punch him, the same guy, he activates another ability as he looks down at you and you see a bolt of energy starting to generate in the palm of his hand. As you see this blue center to it and spiraling energy around it. Make a defense roll.
Yeah, I attempt to dodge.
Gotcha.
7.
You don't. As it hits you right in the side of your chest, you are getting close to critical health at this point. You're not critical, but you're getting there. This attack is a beefy attack he hit you with, and it got a pretty direct hit on you. You feel, and as it hits, the energy that's swirling around it is shooting, pulsing through your body. And it just kind of keeps going throughout. And the other guy...
Rocky, come on! What's happening to you, dude?
The other guy looks right at you, twists his sword, and puts it in a reverse grip. And then he hits Caleb. And in the same spot again, and you see him shove the sword all the way through him.
And I come in with my displaced whirlwind, so I just start spinning around in erratic patterns, and there's soul energy just sparking out of this swirl of blade and then it starts like blinking in and out of existence, like here and there, and all of a sudden just like smacks multiple times, like with this energy just flying in all directions right in this guy multiple times.
I want you to make a roll.
17 again.
Guess. Oh, I didn't switch the dice back. I was about to say, guess it's not the dice.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Well, because he only got a 7 with my dice, so then he just switched it back.
Yeah, okay. So he does like start to kind of get out of the way of like almost one of the attacks, but then he just gets hit with it because it's going like all over the place. As he, you think you probably knocked him out at this point. However, Caleb, you're not even sure if he's still alive. Like he is at least unconscious, if not dead.
I like kind of like run over to him really quick and just,
Caleb, are you?
I like
your impression.
look around like for like anything I can like try and like cover the wound with or like tie around him or something.
You have clothing maybe you can rip off from yourself.
Not for myself. I like rip this guy's clothing and like try to like
Caleb,
tie,
okay,
I'm trying to quickly tie it just like around like the wound.
Okay, during that
so I
time
can,
though,
like,
what are you doing?
keep pressure on.
I use my earth infusion around my feet this time as I go up for a tornado kick on this guy, going for 2 headshots.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness. This is the worst rolling I've ever seen.
That one.
Okay, so go doing like a spin kick. You see him actually just grab your kick midair, and then just hit right at your knee joint, and just almost break your leg. As you feel like you're gonna be limping on that leg for the rest of the battle, at least. That's how hard he hit it, right at the knee. And he goes for an elbow into the chest too, and just forces you back onto like your butt, basically, with a very hurt knee.
Doesn't do anything.
Watch. It'll work. It'll work.
I want to get a good roll at this dice.
Dude, your character's gonna die.
All right, so you're trying to like bandage him up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just trying to spend the whole turn to do
At
that.
this point, he has. It looks like he is kind of like you see. Like there is some breathing, but it's like sporadic. It's like, it's fine. So you stop some of the bleeding, but it's also like it's filling up the bandages, and it seems like it's leaking still. And it's like straight through his ribs, so like it's like on both sides. It's just like spilling up.
Oh man, what am I gonna do? I kind of look up and I see the one enemy still standing, and I'm just like, kind of like grit through the pain too, as my hands are really burned.
You see the one that's still standing. He actually like kind of does like a jump roll over to his friend. And you see him, and he grabs onto him. As you see his friend,
I immediately like soul knife and throw it right at like the guy who's healing it, like his
who's
face.
healing the other one.
Yeah, who's healing the other one.
Okay.
Like, just try and stop it as much as possible.
All right, yeah, make an attack roll.
That is a 9.
Oh, you're inheriting mine.
Okay.
There's a chance.
It slices across like his face a little bit
Dang
and
it.
about his neck, but it didn't stop him really from what he was doing. And as the other guys, I mean, he's not back to his full strength, but he's not unconscious anymore. As you see him jump kick back up, like and fire fills both of his hands.
So while this is all happening and while they're focused on him, they might notice a bit of a shadow going on while I am making as big of a rock wall as I can. If I can't hit them because I miss every time, I'm just gonna make something that can't miss. So I make this gigantic rock wall, and I like also just kind of like cut off the support on my side, make it able to be pushed, and I just push it down onto these guys.
So wouldn't you be over on that side as well?
I'm a little bit further away.
So they would be over here. This guy got stabbed, probably.
Yeah, so I'm over by him now. Yeah.
So
I'm
I
gonna try and drag him out of
rock
the way.
wall onto these guys.
Yeah. So seeing this happen, you
I
can
just-
use your action to try to like
yeah.
take him out of the way. Yeah. What? Okay, they're gonna attempt to dodge, but why don't you just
13, please.
Okay, you see like the one who was healing the other one. He was like what? And as the other one rolls out of the way, that one just gets completely flattened. So the healer is dead.
How do you like that?
Unconscious at least. And the other one did roll out of the way.
And I got out of the way, right? With
Yes.
Caleb?
Yeah, you were barely on the edge of it, so you totally did. Okay, so you see the fire guy. He just condenses this energy, and as this huge ball of fire just expands from him and is starting to burn everything around it. Everyone make a saving, like a dexterity.
I like kind of like roll in front of Kalik, and I like ball up like this, putting my claymore like out in
So you
front of
don't
me, and I
like
just
drag him out. You just try to like
No,
cover as much as
I
possible.
just basically try and like take as much of the damage from this blast as possible for Kalik, and then because I probably can't get him out of it as well. So
As I see this coming over toward me and knowing that I can't outrun this, I make like a pretty thin, bad earth or rock wall, but to kind of just cover me from the flames as best as it can.
Okay. Yep. All right. Let me just. Okay.
and I'm using take a hit. I got a 10.
All right. Both those things you guys did to reduce the damage definitely helped. Otherwise, you probably would have been like
Burnt toast.
like 3rd-degree burns everywhere. You know, that level of burn. However, you were only able to cover so much of Caleb as you could, and you do see like more of his like hand, like some of his arms got just like seared by the fire, and some of his limbs and everything. And even you, like some parts that weren't fully covered by the rock wall, and the parts that weren't covered by the claymore, they still got burned. Like you felt the fire tearing away at you. It's like the Inferno is still going, and as it starts to fizzle out. Rocky, you are now at critical health. Anything more could potentially make you unconscious. You're not quite there yet, but you're close. Also, looking back to Caleb, you are no longer seeing any visible signs of breathing anymore. And you see the guy in the middle kind of just fall to his knees. As you see, like when he looks at you, like fire kind of like lights up in his eyes.
I kind of like look at him, and I look at Caleb, and I look at him, and I just. I grab Caleb instead, and I just start running toward the town. Actually.
As he's over there, I put my hand on the ground, use my other ability, Earthbind. So, like basically above him, since he's kind of down on the ground, these rocks come over, keeping him down where he is.
All right. Make a roll for that.
3.
You do kind of bind him up for a moment, but there is kind of. And you see the fire actually like starts like burning up, like and literally starting
burn
to
him.
It could be. You're not clear if it's burning him or not, but it's like burning up even some of the rocks around it. As he gets back up, looks over to where Riley is running, and
Earth wall.
You can certainly try to block it with that.
Hey! 15.
All right. As he shoots a beam of condensed fire energy, the rock wall kind of goes. You just have you go in front of that beam, basically. It does
Closer, like, to him, so hopefully he gets hit with the flame.
It does, like, you see it kind of go back at his eyes a little bit as he turns away. but part of the beam does break through the wall as it shoots out, and
I kind of like I'm just looking back every so often. I try and like jump to the side a little bit to dodge
make a roll.
it.
You probably will be able to dodge this, but
17.
yeah, you did. You were able to. It wasn't a lot of it that got through, but
I just keep running as fast as I can.
While he's looking back with like his eyes covered or whatnot, I take the opportunity to run up and punch him in his face.
all right.
10.
Seeing you come up and you just go punching him directly in the face. Knocked out.
I sit down.
At that point, someone else emerges from the cart as the cloaked figure steps out, undoes his cloak, and you see like full peacekeeper armor underneath. As he looks at you, looks at the guards that are dead or unconscious at least. I really hate doing this. As he like pulls down like this mask that's like has like this dragon-esque look to it that like made into the helmet. And it's almost like this knight helmet, but like a dragon face on the end. As like you see these glowing green eyes appear, as he and a sword made out of energy appears, green in color, as he looks directly at you. I'm dead.
All I do is like I run back to the tavern and I like burst open the doors, help! And I like set him on like a table, like he's dying, and then I run away.
Everyone's like, what in the world? And, like they try to catch you, and actually when you run out, some of the guards run after you and are actually like, oh dude, sir, what happened? And they're following you.
Then I try and get like close to the forest, as close as I can without like going directly towards the cart, and then I want to phase shift behind a few trees and then keep running.
Okay,
try
we'll get back to that. And so, what are you doing? This guy is like has this spiritual weapon drawn, staring right at you. He's coming right for you. Are you gonna try to do anything?
As soon as he hits like the rock floor, I attempt to earthbind his feet as hard and tightly as I possibly can.
All right.
Nat 20. Better than half my rolls. 10.
You see, like they come around his feet and he just kicks them off like their shoes as he just walks towards.
I run.
As he walks towards you, and
Running really fast.
he all of a sudden like you're like, wait, he's not behind you. As he phases in front of you, and stabs you in the chest.
I like weakly am trying to punch him in the face with my.
He just like bends your hand backwards and like forces you to the ground.
Well, I'm on the ground.
And he finishes by slicing you in half.
Scared of not coming back.
As he looks around,
Do I see this happening? Like, did I evade the guards and get over there and see this?
You got there as you saw him like finish being cut in half. And you see, he just looks directly at you.
Yeah, I just flop to the ground, and then I use all of my energy to try and phase shift again to the cart and grab whatever I can grab and get out of there.
Okay. How? It'd take up a pretty good amount of exhaustion to go that far. And get
How far away am I?
You're probably like a good
20 feet? 30 feet?
20 to 30, yeah, I would say.
Okay, so 30 feet, that's 15 exhaustion. Yep, I'm doing it.
Okay. So he kind of looks back at you and he sees you disappear. And immediately he thinks of where you could be going. What do you appear next to the cart. The rock wall has fallen at this point because
Dead.
he's dead. So
Yeah, I just like slice it with a soul knife, and I just grab whatever I can immediately grab. And if there's nothing I can immediately grab, I just like.
you do see like some files in an orderly fashion.
Yeah, I just grab them and I just like start running as fast as I can, and like start going towards my mount.
Okay. As soon as you grab them and you turn around, he's right there. As a face just right in front of you.
I just try and like jump to the side and like dodge out of the way and keep running.
He takes a soul knife and throws it towards you.
I'm gonna try and dodge.
Okay.
14.
You do dodge it. As you
And just like I keep going and like I like stuff the thing like in my like leather strap. Yeah. And so like I don't have to like hold on to it. I just kind of like put it under both and I just like run like my life depends on it, because it does.
as you're like running, you see him like not even looking at you. He walks back over to like the guard that he punched before he died. The one they did flat with a rock wall. As he takes out something from his bag and like gives it to him. And you see the fired one comes back to life as he looks over at you.
I like as soon as I can muster the strength, I phase shift again.
All right. How far do you phase shift?
As far as I can without fainting. So
How much exhaustion do you have left?
I have 15%.
So that's another like
30 feet.
30-ish feet, but not quite. I
Yeah.
could go almost 30 feet.
yeah.
And how far away am I from my mount? Which is probably like tied up to a tree somewhere.
It's probably like 30 feet. It's probably pretty
Okay,
close to that.
I just phase shift as close as I can before I'm like nearing like I can't go anymore.
All right, I'm gonna make you make a d20 roll just to see how well you can like function
Gauge that,
after engage that. So
12.
okay, so
I also have advantage in survival.
okay.
If that matters.
Not in this case, no, not really, not like that kind of survival. But getting there, you didn't faint, so that you got that going for you. But
Like my mask just like fades away like to dust.
but you are having a really hard time even just stepping towards your mount now. And just like you're right there. And
I
you
just
see-
grab my claymore off my back and I just like use its own weight to like cut the rope and I just leave the claymore.
You see in the
there.
distance, like all of a sudden, something getting brighter and closer, as like this beam of flame is catching up to you like almost what it would be now, like 60 feet away. As it's shooting the beam of fire that far at you. What are you doing seeing that coming towards you?
So like I said, I kind of like used the weight of the claymore to snap the rope, and I just kind of like jump on the other side of this beast and just hope that he can take the hit and I can still hold on to this thing after he runs.
So immediately after it gets hit, you hear like, and then it just dies. As it's like
it's 3 of them.
yeah, you kind of look over it and there's like a charred hole in the side of it. Like,
Okay, yeah, I quickly run over to another one and I use like my soul knife and I'm just like chiseling at it because it's like really, really dull at this point because like I'm like using just the last little bit of soul energy I have kind of thing to like get this thing free.
Okay, at this point, you do notice almost like something's behind you. As you look at the other soul walkers kind of looking at you. Give up. Don't make me have to kill you. Enough have died today.
I know what you're up to.
He just reaches and he grabs the documents from you and he shh.
Don't you need those?
They're all memorized.
What's the point anyway then?
It's easier than writing them all down when you get there. he just kind of grabs you by the shoulder, just punches you in the stomach.
I just fall. I'm done.
At that point, you feel yourself kind of drifting. And then all of a sudden you feel yourself moving, and like you're in something that's driving. As you kind of like come to a little bit, and you see like a very beat up looking, but somehow still all there, guard staring right at you, and you know it's the one that has the fire abilities. And he's like sitting right next to you, and you know you can feel your hands bound and everything, and you're awake, but you didn't really get any medical attention. So you're like, oh, is right. You killed my friend.
Actually, I did. I like look around and see like what my surroundings look like, and
It looks like you're in the cart that they had, like the Lance gift. So you actually see some documents around you.
I look for anything I could read.
Nothing, like all things filed. So like, don't even bother. What we have you bound in, you can't phase shift out of, and you're going somewhere to answer some questions. We were instructed by a group from the peacekeepers to keep any rebels alive if possible to be interrogated. Project Spearhead has need of you yet.
Let me out of here, please.
You'll be lucky if you live.
I like try and like see if I can wiggle myself to like jump out of the carriage.
It's like a very closed door behind you. Like there's like a lock even on it. So.
Oh, so like it's like
unlikely.
walls and
yeah,
stuff.
it's actually like an entirely enclosed carriage, basically. So. But that's where we'll end it today.
Wow.
Thank you for watching Masters of the Martyrs. And this special episode was intense, but we have many special episodes that are very lighthearted, very funny. So keep watching all of our videos, keep liking, commenting, subscribing. Let us know which parts you like. If you like some more serious storylines, if you like the more funny storylines, if you give us some feedback, we know what to make more of. So just let us know, and you might learn the fate of Riley if you watch our main campaign story episode. So why don't you go back to the main campaign, get yourself caught up, and join us in the next episodes of the Emerald Crusade and our next special episode. Thank you.